What is happening under Trump's immigration militia across this country is horrific, absolutely horrific. In just the last 8 days, ICE officers shot and killed 2 people, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo in Texas and Joan Sebastian Guerrero in Maine, just like they did with Renee Good, Alex Preddy, Mar Martinez, Julio Sosa Celis. In all of these cases, DHS claimed that Lorenzo was trying to attack law enforcement when he was shot. And just like these other cases, contradictory evidence has emerged showing that DHS representatives made false statements and DHS agents acted inappropriately. In the case of Mr. Guerrero, DHS does not even allege that the officer feared for his life or his safety. Instead, DHS claims he merely attempted to flee from a vehicle and then an ICE officer shot him out of concern for, quote, public safety. And again, there's video that contradicts much of this. DHS agents have shot and killed 6 people only during immigration enforcement action since the beginning of the second Trump administration. There have been 53 deaths in detention since Trump came into office. 60,000 immigrants across this country are incarcerated every single night in private for-profit detention facilities. And in the cases of these last 2 individuals and the families they left behind, our hearts should cry out. Mr. Salgado Araujo's U.S. citizen children heard their father's last words crying for help before he was killed on social media. That's how they found out he was dead. Mr. Guerrero's wife and 3-year-old daughter are left in complete trauma and terror. And all of this has been driven by supercharged enforcement from the White House, enabled by my Republican colleagues. $210 billion to ICE and CBP just since Trump came into office. $140 billion last year in the big bad betrayal bill, another $70 billion just now that Republicans passed, party line vote, even though there was $100 billion left from before. And all of this while saying that there's no money for health care or for the things that are making Americans hurt across the country, rising gas prices, grocery prices, all of those things. In addition, the arbitrary White House deportation quotas have resulted in veteran agents who should know better shooting and killing Americans. Mr. Chairman, we are failing the American people every single day that we refuse to hold any oversight hearings in this committee or demand independent investigations into these deaths. This should not be partisan, but it is partisan. Apparently, my Republican colleagues don't have time to rein in DHS's violent actions in our communities, but they can make time to take up a non-binding resolution that targets local prosecutions and their policies as part of the never-ending attacks on sanctuary jurisdictions. This resolution is not how we should be spending our time in this committee. It is another way to distract from all the things that are actually happening. U.S. citizens, immigrants who are here with work authorization, people being targeted in their communities, being terrorized to come out of their houses. And we're certainly not talking about issues like President Trump's illegal war of choice on Iran. This war has been so disastrous that for the first time in history, both the House and the Senate passed a war powers resolution asserting that Congress alone has the power to declare war. Waged with no imminent threat, no end game, this war has killed 13 U.S. service members, injured many more, killed thousands of civilians in Iran and Lebanon, displaced millions more, and wasted billions in U.S. taxpayer dollars. This committee has done nothing, absolutely nothing, to conduct oversight on this clear breach of the Constitution. There are many things we could be holding hearings on, and the ranking member went through many of these, so I won't again. But I will say, if Republicans want to focus on immigration, let's conduct oversight over DHS agents' involvement in fatal shootings and the Trump administration's many abuses of authority from dismantling the immigration system to trampling our constitutional rights and destroying our country, our families, and our economy. Let's talk about the story of Wendy Hernandez Reyes, a single mother whom ICE deported without her 3-year-old U.S. citizen child, Orlin, despite her pleas to take her son with her. Orlin was murdered by the abusive uncle that he ended up being placed with when Wendy was deported. This is just outrageous. I urge my colleagues to reject this resolution, and I yield back.